today. I hope you're all having a super good day. And yes, I'm so grateful to teach you all about hyperbaric oxygen therapy. And let's begin. So although we've all been blessed with life here on Earth, it was under the condition that one day we will grow old. And this is what is classified as chronological age. We have chronological age, which is trapped in the space-time continuum of the 3D matrix that we live in today. However, we also have biological age, which exists inside of us in the 4D, which we can control. How can we control this biological age? Do you measure it with glycogens? Do you measure it with how fast your brain works? Or do you measure it by how fast you can run? Personally, I believe that we can measure our biological age by how fast we can regenerate. By our ability to regenerate. Now, if you were to think of the best biohacker in the world, someone who can regenerate, regrow limbs, regrow heart tissue, who would you think of? I would think of the salamander. The salamander is the master of regeneration. And I'll tell you why. Because the salamander holds the same capabilities of regeneration that you can experience within a hyperbaric oxygen chamber. The salamander, even though he doesn't have a hyperbaric oxygen chamber within his cave, he doesn't go swimming to his hyperbaric oxygen chamber within his cave, he has the same regenerative capacities. And if you are unaware of what hyperbaric oxygen is, it is basically a big pressure vessel. You step inside to the pressure vessel, and it acts upon some of the basic physics gas laws. The main one is Henry's law. However, it does act upon Boyle's law and Dalton's law. And within the hyperbaric oxygen chamber, you breathe in 100% oxygen via a nasal cannula or an oxygen mask. And this nanomizes the oxygen particle so it can enter the cerebrospinal fluid, lymph, and blood plasma. Therefore, the limited capacity of our red blood cells are overcome. So, you may be asking, what are the common abilities that hyperbaric oxygen has along with the salamander? Well, both activate stem progenitor cells and mobilize them. When you enter a hyperbaric oxygen chamber, you undergo an extreme mobilization of your stem progenitor cells from the bone marrow via the nitric oxide synthase pathway. These stem cells are free to go to all of the sites of the body that are crying out for growth and repair. And it's advantageous because when you undergo hyperbaric oxygen, you are having endogenous stem cells, meaning an origin from inside the body. And because it's endogenous, your body is already primed to accept these stem cells and for the stem cells to work, which is advantageous over exogenous stem cells, which are often injected and have the risks of cancer and so forth. Additionally, hyperbaric oxygen and salamanders all require massive cellular energy requirements. And where do you get this energy from? From the mitochondria. And what do the mitochondria need to produce energy? They need oxygen. And I think the clue's in the name, but hyperbaric oxygen obviously supplies oxygen to the mitochondria. Therefore, your body can use the extreme cellular energy intake to produce regenerative capabilities. Number 3 is a jump start to your immune system. Just after one hyperbaric oxygen session, your white blood cells are dramatically increased and your immune system begins to work. You cannot regenerate without a functioning immune system. And this is just after the first session. And the fourth is a mega dose of supraphysiological oxygen. The mega dose of supraphysiological oxygen that you experience in the hyperbaric chamber acts as a homeostatic stress to the mitochondria. Therefore, the mitochondria increase in size, the frequency of mitochondrial fission increases, and they become more efficient. Having more efficient mitochondria will lead to an increase in your regenerative capabilities. Additionally, hyperbaric oxygen leads to a 38% increase in the lengthening of your telomeres, and also a 27% increase in the clearing of your zombie senescent cells. There is no other lifestyle modification, pharmaceutical drug, or machine on Earth right now that can give us the same regenerative capabilities as hyperbaric oxygen. And we are so lucky. And the salamander is also very lucky because God ordained him these gifts so that he can regrow his heart tissue and regrow his limbs. So I would ask you to either take a walk to your nearest hyperbaric oxygen lab and have a go. It's completely painless, it's non-invasive, it's prescribed by nature. It's using oxygen as a nutrient prescribed by nature. I advise all of you to go live in a state of regeneration, or you can also buy a pet salamander and have it smile at you every day, and you can learn about each other and learn about its regenerative capabilities. So thank you so much, everyone.